So, 2016, in, let me see, we had just taken home Gary and Puka. Had some issues with Gary's health. Well, actually, in the meantime, like I said, when it rains, it pours. I was going through the process of adopting Zippy and Zinger. Zippy and Zinger were two younger male kittens, gray, kind of tappy, just beautiful, loved each other. I remember in the pet store being reminded of an old set. So I guess the best way to describe it is sometimes, you see best friends. Some charities, you never see best friends. They separate them right away. And some charities, are better at placing best friends together, placing kittens together, placing family groups or family members together so that they have, someone. And I think they tend to be more social as well. So, I feel like I have to sneeze. Hopefully I won't. So that summer I was going to Petco in Salem, and I was visiting with Zippy and Zinger and also Zelda, their mother. I had the chance to get to know them a little bit in the store. They were just rambunctious kittens. But it was more their relationship I think I was drawn to because they were brothers and they were very close. And you can just tell they were a bonded pair of best friends, that really just loved each other, basically. They were just the best two little guys. They hadn't been neutered yet, so I had to wait a little while visiting at the shelter. And like I said, I was going through another period. It's the type of thing once you get familiar with the whole process. Like I said, in the group, I was going through a period when some of my younger members had died. There was kind of a deficit in the group in general. The social dynamics of the group in general had changed. So I had a lot of younger females with no younger male interaction or anything like that. They were mostly older sedentary males. So I was in the market for some younger males. And I was looking in the paper for, anything from free kittens to pet stores. And what I ended up running across was a Zippy and Zinger brother pair that was very well, just really bonded with each other and their mom. And so I had visited with them probably 3-4 weeks. Now I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. And I just had to wait for the neuter on them. And so I went through the whole process again with Petco. And that was good. They have the coupon books at Petco, which give you discounts on, I think it was vaccines are half off, and they have a bunch of, discounts for foods and other things for the adoption. So that year I had decided I was going to pay for Zippy and Zinger's adoption, and that funds, the neutering of the kittens. And I also paid for Zelda's adoption as well. Zelda also came home with me that year. I'm going to do Zippy and Zinger and Zelda as a set because even though, there was, kind of a break. Zippy and Zinger came home first because their neuter was done. And Zelda, who was still nursing or something, this is what I was told, needed hers done. And I was kind of financially wiped out from this whole process because it's one of the most expensive pet adoptions when you adopt a kitten that age. I had never adopted a kitten that age through a charity, like an agency. I had always gotten my kittens in the neighborhood. I got one from a neighbor that had a litter in the yard. I've gotten them from newspapers. I've gotten them from friends that have, things like that. I'd never really gone through an adoption, pet adoption agency to get a kitten before, and I believe Zippy and Zinger were somewhere in the neighborhood of like $175 for each, or 150 each. It was pretty steep because it covers the spay neuter, it covers the vaccines, the first shots, and a lot of other things. So it's for kittens to find young males, and at that time for me to go to an agency even to find male kittens, I'd have to say it was tough finding younger males, that age group, that were going to be there in like 5, 10 years. I kept running across these cats that like had maybe like 3, 4 years left by the time, you get through this pet adoption agency process. So I was kind of skeptical of that, and I wanted a younger. I paid top dollar. I paid, paid for the spay neuter, for Zippy and Zinger, and I was told Zelda as well, which is their mother, mind you. This is what they're telling me. Later on, I'll get into that. But I think there was a switch with Zelda, and I've said that from day one, because when I get her home, things are a little different with Zelda. The mood has changed, and if you ask me, I think Zelda, quote unquote Zelda, ended up one of Zippy and Zinger's siblings, if not, a different cat altogether. But that's another story, and she was also like $150 adoption fee. But yeah, again, the younger ones are more, and it's because they supposedly need their first round of shots, a second round, and all this other stuff. But there's still you know it's tough, because like even the agencies are switching them out, telling the customer one thing but delivering another. So you got to tread lightly, I guess, in some of these manners. But Zippy and Zinger are just the best friends ever. They were the best brothers. They were the best social example I could have brought into the house. They were kind of like used to looking out for each other as brothers, and I guess Madeline and Sky, and they had a bunch of big sisters, and any number of step parents if they wanted. They were very independent. They relied on each other, and were just really good team players to work with. Zippy and Zinger have kind of changed personalities over time as they grew up. Zinger became a really homebody, very, very interested in like sitting on the bed and socializing with the other cats. Zippy's more of a percher, off to himself, and likes to surveil. He likes, like the shelves up high, and to perch and kind of, surveil the room, I guess. He does that a lot. And they were both very active male cats that were just grew into, just beautiful young boys. And they were very large, they were very big-boned, male, outdoor. I suspect like maybe they have some Russian blue, because I've heard Russian blues are very large. They're very active, but the temperament, not so much. They're not wild, but it's more their size and their they're very stocky, you know. There's a lot of, like, substance to them, and not only that, but they're very devoted and they're very group-oriented, too. They worked out well in a larger group of cats like that indoors. And, you know, I'm fearful because, I mean, on one hand, when they're placed with me at first, they're saying we'd like to see them stay together as a family, and here I am paying this top dollar adoption fee, but I don't mind because, it helps them not overpopulate or whatever, so I do it. But then they're switching the mother for the sister, and now that, the state has my cats, the same interests that are telling me they want to see them stay together because they're brothers and all that, is probably the same one that today would say, oh, they're too big. I don't know if we can place these two together. So I don't know, I haven't, I'm just, I'm worried for Zippy and Zinger, like I am any other, but, they have their unique concerns too. These are young men that came to, as far as I'm concerned, they're young men, that came to live with me as boys, and were raised by the rest of the cats in the family, and they love each other dearly. It would be like separating brothers, I mean, what other reaction would they expect? Telling them they grew too big to be living with their brother anymore. I'm petrified. They've probably been separated based on size by now, regardless of how long these boys have been there, together. They were born in 2016 when I adopted them from Petco in Salem, and, I feel like these stores will tell you a line about we'd like to stay together, and I don't know, and then the next breath, like, say they're too big now, that's not consistent, they deserve consistency, and I feel like, you know, the cat lady, the unemployed cat lady, is held to a higher standard than people with badges and guns and licenses and 501(c)s. It's just, you know, I can't tell you how infuriating that is to me. I feel like I owe Zippy and Zinger, I owe these guys, a lot more than that. And I know the state owes them and me and my family a lot more than that.